I come from pretty humble beginnings, a small town in industrial part of the United States. It was a way out for me, to study science and do well. I'm an American. I'm from a small town in western Pennsylvania. That's original steel country, where all the steel factories were built. One thing I remember distinctly was that they told me if I didn't study hard and do well and go to university, I would end up working in the steel factory. That was like the threat they used. Science was really pushed at that time. This was the time of the first moon landings. I grew up with the space program. I had really good science teachers who encouraged me, or could see that I had this ability, and began my career actually working on antimatter. So I've been involved in antimatter research my whole life. If you want to work on something like antimatter, it takes a good degree of obsession, especially if you look back to the time when we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to make antimatter. We didn't know how to hold on to it. We didn't know how to study it. You really have to be a little bit insane to jump into that. You have to be driven by wanting to be first also. No question about it, this is a very competitive thing. So for young people, I think you need to make it obviously clear to them that this isn't a job, right? This is a commitment. If you want to do physics at the high international level, this will dominate your life. So I work at CERN, which is the European Laboratory for Particle Research in Geneva. We're a small community of scientists at CERN who are working on antimatter. And if you go there on the outside, you'll see a sign that says CERN Antimatter Factory. I told you about my grandfather's working in steel mills and being threatened if I didn't study, I'd end up working in the factory. And now I actually work in the antimatter factory. And we have hard hats and safety shoes. I look just like my grandfather back in the 1960s going into this place. The first big breakthrough for me personally was in 2002. This is after about 10 years of working on this, where we managed to synthesize antihydrogen really in a serious way for the first time. That changed everything for my career. That we were able to do that. It was on the front page of the New York Times. And I made sure that my mother saw it, and we talked. And a short time later, they announced the Nobel Prize for that year, and it was on page 4. And she called me and said, "Why aren't you on page 4?" So you get an idea of where I come from. If you want to know what you need to do my job, obviously you have to know a lot of abstract and fundamental physics. If there's an art to what we do, you're faced with a situation where you want to move forward and you have 5 or 6 different possibilities. We try this, we try this. I'm the guy who gets to choose which direction we go. Right? And if you can get that situation in life, then you're in a good state. I can't imagine retiring. I can't see any reason to do it unless I can't move. What could be more interesting than what I do, right? So I don't even think about it.